Hey guys, it's your girl Samar. Come on in the van and shut the door, guys. Welcome back to the front line. I hope you guys had a great week. I did. It seemed like no matter what anybody was trying to throw at me, it ain't stick. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all love when y'all have those kind of days too, man, where you can just put one foot in front of the other. No matter who's trying to trip you up, man. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. We're going to be out of here soon, guys. I told you, he had to be at the wheel. And we're going to have to do some wailing to get out of this. But, guys, we still digging, ain't we? And y'all will not believe what I found. So last week we found Judah, and we're going to get back to Judah. Oh, Judah. We got to get, y'all know when I say it like that, we got to get back to Judah. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. Yeah, we're going to get back to Judah. But hold on first. I think I found another brother, guys. Yeah. Look at these dudes in the background. You see them, right? The Lewis and Clark expedition. Now, I want y'all to pay close attention to the differences in the pictures here. They keep switching these dudes up. They got Sacagawea pointing. It's Sacagawea is probably a Judite because they always got a Judite pointing away, right, guys? We saw that with Stephen the Moor, guys. So, they like to snitch. You understand what I'm saying? They have some pretty disgusting tendencies, guys. And I'm going to show you guys when we get to Stephen exactly what I'm talking about. He's flamboyant. He's got a thing for the tribal ladies. You know what I mean? He's a bit of a home wrecker. Yeah, y'all gonna get a good tale when we get down to Stephen, and it's gonna be a few episodes for us to even get through Stephen because there's just a lot of content there, guys, when it comes to Stephen the Moor, aka Bach, aka Stephen the Martyr, aka Stephen the Saint, and last but not least, aka Stephen the King, right? You know what it looked like to me, guys? It looked like in the South, they had a covenant that, hey, you help me beat the North, and I get to be king this year. And in 4 more years, you get to be king. And so it looks like they played ring around the rosy with the kingship in the South, right? As long as the deal was, Joseph cannot get a footing. You can be king down here. Yeah, that's what it looked like. And guys, do you know, where is that at? They were marrying, they were marrying the enemy that wiped us out. Look at that. Who is Yaba of Judah? Who's her parents? Who is this woman? Jotham, the 13th king of Judah, and Ahio. Don't that sound like Ohio? Yeah, that does right there, guys, that Ahio. Anyway, y'all know I don't be playing. I get down into their genealogies. But look, I want y'all to pay attention to what they given birth to. Who's her grandchildren? Sennacherib of Assyria. Who else we got? Sennacherib of Assyria and Babylon. So yeah, they were marrying these people, guys. Look, later on we get Sargon II. Okay, guys, they were marrying into the nations that wiped us out. Look at it for yourself. Let's go back to Yaba. What the Creator said. Don't give your sons or your daughters to them. Look at what our cousin is doing. He's giving his son and his daughter to them, right? Look, this is the daughter. There's a violation if I ever saw one. Ain't it, guys? But that's not what we came here for this week. We're going to get to that when we get to St. Stephen. When we get to our good old cousins, the Judahites. Now, check this out, guys. This name was bugging me. And I think it was bugging me because I've seen ancient writings. And you know how they'll say, the J is a new letter. Well, the V and the W are like a new letter too. And they were used interchangeably. So when I got to thinking about the name Levi, guys, something said to me, there has to be another way to write this. Oh, I got to find that folder. Hold on, guys. Yeah, guys, so like I said, I had to go back and get my folder, so I want to start first. Let's go on a journey. All right, guys, y'all gotta let me do my thing the way I do my thing. All right, so first we're gonna bring in the pentateuch really quick. Okay, guys, because I'm not sure if the other person in this is Simeon yet, but I'm pretty sure that Levi is in this. Let's read this passage real quick, guys. This is going to be Genesis 49, 5 through 12. Simeon and Levi are brothers. Their swords are weapons of violence. Let me not enter their council. Let me not join their assembly. For they have killed a man. For they have killed men in their anger, and hamstrung oxen as they pleased. Cursed be their anger, so fierce, and their fury so cruel. I'll scatter them in Jacob and disperse them in Israel. Hold on to that, guys. And remember these faces right here. The Lewis and Clark expedition. Well, guys, that was a legal document for them to perform the doctrine of discovery. All right, for them to push westward, the Westward Expansion. This helped them close the deal on the Louisiana Purchase, guys. Those everlasting hills of Joseph's. Follow me. Let's keep going, guys. Now check this out. Remember, guys, I told you the V, J, these are all new letters, right? My government name, guys, starts with a V. Told you it means the same thing as Samar. So, had it been written correctly, it would be with a W instead. So follow me. I asked ChatGPT, isn't the name Lewis a version of Levi? Yes, the name Lewis can be seen as a variant of the name Levi, though they have different linguistic origins. Levi comes from Hebrew, meaning joined or attached, while Lewis has origins in Old French and Germanic languages, where it generally means famous warrior or renowned fighter. Sound familiar, guys? What did it say about Levi over here? That in their assembly, they were vicious, right? Their anger was so fierce and cruel, right? Sounds like a famous warrior, right? Or a renowned fighter. Over time, however, they may have been used interchangeably in some regions, leading to the association between the two names. Louisiana Purchase, guys, was done by Lewis and Clark, right? Which happens to also mean Levi. Let's keep going. So now you might say to yourself, well, what does the name Clark mean? Well, let's get to it. The name Clark means clerk or scribe, originating from the Latin word clericus, which refers to someone who was educated like a scholar, or a secretary within a religious order. Essentially, someone who could read and write. It is an English occupational surname that has been used as a given name for centuries in the Anglosphere. Key points about the name Clark: origin of the word clericus, court clerk, right guys? You hear it, meaning a clerk, a scholar, or a what? A scribe, huh? Historical context: in the Middle Ages, clerk was someone who could read and write, often associated with who? The clergy. They needed this person. They had to document what they were finding there, so they needed a clerk, okay? Check it out. Lois and Clark, which would be who? The priest and the scribe, referred to Meriwether Lewis and William Clark, two American explorers famous for leading the Lewis and Clark expedition, also called the Corps of Discovery, from 1804 to 1806. This expedition was commissioned by President Thomas Jefferson after the Louisiana Purchase. It's the same word, guys. Louisiana. Come on, stick with me. A large land acquisition from France, the Franks, in 1803, right? The purpose was to explore the newly acquired Louisiana Purchase territory, right? To map the region and find a practical route to the Pacific Ocean. They were supposed to document the landscape, the native people, the plants, and the animals. They want to tally up all of the resources. They got to keep a document. What did we find there? What can we use? Right, guys? Come on. They established relationships with many Native American tribes, although these interactions were a mix of cooperation and tension. You think? Sacagawea. God damn, I was struggling with that word. I was struggling with that one, right? Sacagawea. You know why that Shoshone word was underneath, so I was already preparing myself to say that. A Shoshone woman who acted as their guide and interpreter, significantly aiding the success of the expedition. So this is a woman that gave over her power to the men. The Lewis and Clark expedition, the priest and scribe expedition, is considered a landmark in American history, symbolizing the nation's westward expansion. Yeah, after they moved you off your land, they had to figure out what you had over here. Let's get a record of everything, guys. So let's keep going. Remember, we opened with Genesis 49, 5 through 7. Jacob curses his sons. Remember, a lot of people have told y'all this was a blessing. What did I tell you? Only one person was blessed. That was Joseph. It says Jacob curses his sons, Simeon and Levi, for their violent actions against the people of Shechem. Their sister had been raped. This goes back to the story of Dinah, guys. Dinah is raped. And as a result, Levi and Simeon wipe out the whole town. They tell them some sort of, what did they say? That they were going to bring them in. So they had them circumcised first. So even more pain. Okay, so they're very cruel. Jacob predicts that the brothers will be scattered throughout Israel and will not have permanent inheritance rights. What does this mean? God did not approve of Simeon and Levi's actions. Their actions were cruel and treacherous. Yes, they made these men get circumcised before they killed them the next day. They lied to them and had them believe that they would be in the tribe with them. They used the ceremony of circumcision. So here it goes, to deceive Hamor and his people. I told y'all, they went too far in seeking to right a wrong. You know, the law is the law. It says if you're circumcised, that makes you Israel. So they use the law to trick these people. Now, do I know that Simeon is the clerk? The clericus? I don't know that yet. But I can damn sure identify Levi. And I would think he ain't going far without his brother. So I got a good feeling that that's Simeon too, guys. But I'm going to work hard to really get some closure on that one. Let's keep going. What did I tell y'all? The scribes and the priests had to work together. Scribes are lawyers who copied the scriptures, we down here in the blue guys, and taught them. Ezra was a scribe who was well versed in the law of Moses. Of course he was. Don't trust Ezra, guys. Don't trust Ezra. He's well versed in the law of Moses, not the laws of Israel, not the laws that Joshua gave us. So, the priest. The high priest was the highest religious office in Judaism. What did I tell y'all guys? Are we practicing Judaism over here in Ephraim? No, we're not. We let our wayward cousins, the Judahites, practice Judaism. We practice our law that Joshua gave us. It says the high priest was the highest religious office in Judaism and served as a mediator between God and the people. You see? So in order for them to enforce this document, they had to send a priest and a scribe to take over your land. And they told you how they did it, but they wrapped it up with little names so you wouldn't figure it out, guys. But we those honey badgers over here, we see real clear. We know what they did. And we know how they did it now, don't we? Let me tell you about the difference here on the front line. There's no ambiguity. I don't just generalize and tell you terms like it was family on family. I tell you what family by name because I don't revere these men. I tell you what tribe by name. You'll never see me kiss a king's ass over here. These are just men. If you cut them, they'll bleed red, just like you do. What is there to revere? Now check this out, guys. Why did the priests travel with a scribe when they explored land? Right? I wanted to know. Like, what? I had my suspicions. Like, okay, they're working in unison. So check it out. The priests likely traveled with a scribe when exploring land to ensure accurate documentation. What did it say? The clerk needed to know how to read and write. They had to start drafting up their documents. You know, like Dred Scott laws and all of this. Yeah. So let's keep going. To ensure accurate documentation and record keeping. In many historical contexts, priests were seen as spiritual leaders and decision makers, while scribes were skilled in writing and recording details, such as maps. Yeah, they needed to map out your land. They needed to figure out where all the goodies were, where those 7 cities, those ports of entry to your liquid treasure, guys, your gold. Let's keep going. Observations, agreements, or events. This partnership allowed the priests to focus on the spiritual or ceremonial duties, right? Oh, I'm gonna cure you. They were running around telling these people they could be cured, guys. Okay, they were doing a lot. And they were doing their ceremonial duties, let's not forget, while the scribe ensured important information was preserved for practical or legal purposes. They're pulling out a lot of old documents right now, ain't they, guys? That 14th Amendment, that birthright citizenship, right, guys? You know what it says? That yes, you must be born here, but you must also be subject to the jurisdiction of. That was the legal documents. See? Legal purposes. You best believe that when these 2 mofos came in here, this Lois and Clark, Levi, the priest and the scribe, it was to clean you out. Wake up, Ephraim. Wake up. Much love to you guys from the front line. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys being here. Next week, let's talk about our funky cousin, our Judahite cousin, snitching, pointing the way, taking all of the loot and making a new kingdom in Hungary. I'll see you guys next week. Much love. Thank you for tuning in. Take care.